Hey, 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 fellow farmers. It's Jeff again, and we are back on Productions XXL. Uh, where did I leave off from last night? Had liquid fertilizer issues with this thing here, and I didn't get a chance to get on it today to really look around. Um, just looking at this tank here with the hose, you would think that it would be able to handle both. Well, if you look at the tank itself, you think, oh well, that's definitely got to be liquid. But it's not. So, as I said, I think I remembered how I had a fix for this issue, and the fix. See, that's solid liquid. Yep. So this is my fix. Let's see if we can turn this guy around. Can we put it over here? I guess it really doesn't matter which direction it goes, as long as it goes right. Yeah. Now let's see what we can do. It's not conflicted with the ground too much. And hopefully it doesn't conflict with this as far as the trigger, which it shouldn't. But I really need to move that trailer right there. It's been a very productive day for me. Not so much here, obviously, but in real life, work was pretty intense most of the day, and I kind of like it like that. I'd rather it be moving than not moving at all. And unfortunately, it cuts into my time being able to watch anybody else do a live stream or something like that during those hours. But it beats. It really beats being able to sit around on your hind parts and not get anything done. I think in yesterday's video, well, last night rather, that I had mentioned I was going to put a link to Giant's Discord, and I completely did not nail it. What the hell am I stuck on? Okay, that was weird. But yeah, I had completely forgot to put it in. And when that video went live today at around, was it 5 or 6 p.m. or so, that was when I remembered. A little too late then. So I've got to remind myself to add it to my YouTube information when I put it in. There's just, so many other things going on. You kind of lose track of what you got. Now that's much better. That's a weird noise. Huh. That was so weird. And I see a little level thing out here, but oh, I guess it I guess the can I get up here and look maybe? I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, we're gonna get on with this show rather than procrastinate around. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, come on, really? Okay. Well, we can always do it a different way than that. And take out the sign. Sure. Well, let's get GPS set up. This is a... What is this? 36. Yeah, that was right, I guess. And this should be, if I remember doing this right, it should be a well, not necessarily when I planted it. It also depends on your planter too. If your planter's got the fertilizer option on it, and there's a mod out there that you can disable that on certain ones. But the object is obviously to get as much fertilization down to it as possible. And granted, the radish is a fertilizer. The spray is a fertilizer. Cultivated in is supposed to act. Well, when you cultivate the radish in, that's when it turns itself into a fertilizer. So, in reality, oh, come on, man. Alright. That's getting a little bit ridiculous there. What I probably should have done is started in this corner here and went, made a headland down the other way and then been good to go. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I had to turn notifications off of Giant's Discord. I was getting way too many notifications, and what little I have noticed so far, I don't know if it was the best idea for them or not to do that, And the reason I say that is because there's so many people that plays farm sim, and um, I know that it brings the community together as a group, where you can at least get in there and chat with people you may talk to on YouTube, or ask the developers a question, or make comments, suggestions, things like that. But at the same time, uh, does it cause conflict with their better judgment? And what I mean by that is that, I've seen some pretty foul things get said, and as a moderator, an admin on my own Discord, uh, an admin on somebody else's, well, actually more than one, um, and a live stream YouTube moderator, you kind of look at it like, wow, things that get said and kind of goes unnoticed, I suppose. And don't even get me started on people speaking different languages and stuff like that, because I don't have a clue what they're saying. Um, let's move it. We're gonna move this over just a tad bit, the way I can be sure to clear those trees down there. Which is another thing too that I'm gonna do. Um, is to get these trees out of here, because I mean they're in the way. They're really just in the way, and it's. I've never understood why these mod makers, these maps, put trees around the field so close. Fields in real life have trees around them, yes, but they're obviously not, all bunched together, or not in such a way that they would cause a conflict. I get the money back up. I may trade this sprayer in for the big guy, because it's a little bit easier to control than this one right here is, in my opinion. The only thing about it is it's about the same speed, but I guess you wouldn't really need to go. Well, I could say that, and then I can't say that, because I've seen sprayers move pretty quick. There's that one down. I can move around over here and hit this one. Still, keep hearing this noise, and not sure where it's coming from. Weird. guy. Well, not like that. Get it all backed up and straightened up. Alright. Oh, May 9th cannot get here any quicker. I am so ready to try that new DLC that's going to be coming out. And it seems like every other video I mention something about it. I'm just anxious. I'm really anxious. Alright. How do I want to approach this? Guess we can just drive around here. Before we commit to that, we're going to move this guy out of the way. I could have swore I hit that enter button, but I guess I did not. He could just hang out right there. Okay, turn that on, get it going. Turn that on. So until the developer comes out with something additional for that Kona game that I was talking about, I'm really juggling the idea around about getting that Astroneer game. Right now, currently, it's $20. That's just about the budget that I'm willing to spend on. You know, I'm trying to get a multitude of games. I'm not just trying to go out and spend the biggest amount possible. I mean, currently, one game that I've got that's on my wish list on Steam is the CSX or Train World Simulator or Train Simulator World CSX Heavy Haul. But right now, currently, that one's like $50 or $40. One of the two. I try. I don't really keep up with prices that often, but I mean, I did go and look, but I'm maybe thinking about another price. I mean, I know Farm Sim costs like $40. I don't know, but yeah, it's I've been juggling the idea around getting that Astroneer game. Um, just because it's it's interactive. You can build stuff. You can explore. And it's a little bit outside of things that I do or whatever. Yeah, I keep getting a reminder that I need to take care of the animals and yada 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 yada. I probably really, yeah, you guys see where I was testing that the other night? You see that right here? Well, that's not a radish. That's canola. So, yeah. But it'll get that'll also get cultivated in whenever these fields come up to be done. Let's think I got one more over here to spray. But if any of you that watch or whatever have got a suggestion, please feel free to leave me a comment below, and I'll take any ideas into consideration. I mean, it could be something that you want to see, something that you're interested in. And if you're asking yourself, well, Jeff, why have you stuck so hard with this map here all of a sudden? How come you've not gone back to Pine Cove? Well, Pine Cove is pretty established. This map I never really did get established too good on, and that's the main objective. Even though it is just it's basically a Goldcrest skeleton, but with a a slightly different, newer body, so to speak. And a guy that's on I'm not sure if any of you that watches mine watches his, but if you don't, I suggest you do. Mr. Moose is pretty popular on YouTube. I think he's got well over 20,000 subscribers. He's been doing this thing for quite some time now, and one of the guys, he's also in my Discord. He posted a picture of a map, like a PDA map, and caught my interest, and I asked him, "Whoa, buddy, where are you going?" It caught my interest, and I asked him. I said, what is this map here? And he's like, it's Missouri. Oh crap, what's the name of it? Missouri something another. But anyway, it's on American Eagle's modding map. Website. And obviously you've got to be a member and register and join and yada 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 in order to download any of their stuff. And I completely turned that off way too quick. Okay. We're gonna see if we can freehand this one here. But I downloaded it. It's a pretty hefty file size. It's like 1 point something gigs, and I tried it out. The PDA looked pretty decent. The map itself, it's alright. I give whoever did it credit because, they did a 4X map. But there's a lot of things that I found in it that me personally I kind of felt was irrelevant and causes, extra lag that many players don't really need. Now that that is out of the way, going to leave this guy sitting right there. And we are at 66% in this one. 66 in this one. Same there. And what about here? Yep, alright. Now, let's see what they look like. Okay. So that just taught me something. That essentially, what I just did was practically a waste of time. And the reason I say that is because you see here the darker stage. Well, that there is the last stage of fertilization. So what that means is that when I planted this field originally and had the issue of these 4 fields not growing like they were supposed to, I cultivated this section here. Well, granted, even though it had not grown, it was still planted. And the radish acts as if it's a fertilizer. And if I remember correctly, this planter, I'm almost certain, I mean, I could be wrong. Where the hell did I put it? Not over there. It's not that little guy. Is it way over here? Yeah. Let's go hook up this tractor real quick to it. Yeah, so you see it doesn't have the fertilizer bar down there in your HUD. It just has the seeds. So essentially what has happened is that it pretty much cultivated that already planted seed in, and it acted as if it were a second stage. And wait a minute, I could be completely talking out of my ass right now, because if you look right here, that's the first stage. It's the lighter color. Second stage is the next darkest color, which these 4 are, minus that. So spraying it may have given it a second stage of fertilization, but however, if the outer part was already this shade and the inner part was that shade, then that's obviously going to be fertilized first. Or you can't say a yield, because you're not yielding anything off of these fields other than them being fertilized. It's not a crop you actually harvest. But anyway, it is what it is, and it's what it's going to be. Moving on. Well, a mess. Splendid. Now, guess we'll hop in this guy and clean up the messes. Oh, come on. I'm surprised nobody didn't say anything about the little trick I did last night. I don't know. And it's like anything with YouTube. You know, once you first start doing something and you're doing it consistently, that's what people expect you to do. And what I mean by that is the type of videos that I originally was doing on this channel. The reason I had gotten so many subscribers to begin with is due to the vlogging and the somewhat I say in parentheses, because I don't find myself being a teacher really. Um, I did what I did to show how I did it, and not two people are going to do it the exact same. But a lot of people had subscribed due to um, some of the tutorials, and some of the people had didn't subscribe to the knowledge of automotive. Um, I tried doing some music at one point in time up here, and I kept getting copyright strikes on that, so I just said, I'm gonna leave this alone. And it didn't matter that I had changed a few things around and added the fact that it had been an edited music. Um, More so trying to promote somebody else. They didn't see it that way. They saw it as me trying to monetize something that I didn't create on my own. So, I was okay with that, I suppose. No big deal. I mean, life goes on. So I decided that, I was going to transition into the gaming thing. I had been wanting to transition into it a long time ago. And what held me back was the laptop that I was using at the time just wasn't powerful enough. It was a Toshiba L675D satellite with a 17.3-inch screen. It had a AMD quad-core processor. Um, the graphics on it were AMD integrated, so that was already a killer right there to begin with. But I mean, it played Farm Sim just fine. Wasn't getting the best graphics. I had them turned down, and it had a 300, no, 3, was it 3? The operating system was Windows 10 Home Edition, and the OS and any of the files was already on the hard drive. The hard drive wasn't that big. It was bigger than a 250. I want to say it was bigger than a 256, but I can't remember, if I'm honest. Okay, well, we can... Okay. Do you guys see what I see? And if you played this map and you never said anything to me about it, even though you say you watched it, and you let me do that anyway, that wasn't very nice. But that's okay. No big deal. It's just as well because now I have I'm really parked a little bit too close. Quite literally on top of it. But as I have something up here and I have something on the other side, so we're good. No big deal. Now, what I need to do is to get over this. Can I get over? Thank you. And get in this guy. Get it started. Get in this guy. Seems like it's getting dark really quick. Just sit there and let it take all that in. I can give my cows some silage. If I can get enough silage in there to cover them for 6 days, I can dump the rest into the TMR maker or TMR machine, and yeah, need to get it in the I had an itch, and my mind went straight to it and nothing else. But yeah, if I can get that TMR machine up and going and get the pig food machine going up and going, then we'll be in there. Cause that makes a world of difference trying to get it, get all that sorted out. We've almost just emptied this thing. Yeah, I was about to say, I know it's not going to take all of it. Ain't no way. Now, was that my favorite way of making silage? No, it's not. I'd much rather do it the old-fashioned way. But, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Let's zip in here real quick. You can see that number's coming up. And that's all they got. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. I know. All of it is low. Let me think. Let me think here. Yeah, I get these 4 fields planted. I'm gonna plant all 4 of them in something different, and it'll help boost quite a bit. I don't think I've got anything over here that I can really use. Soybean, sunflower, sugar beet. Alright, I can use those sugar beets. That'll help. Your sheeps need grass. That just sounds funny to me. Your pigs need corn. Well, the reason it's saying that I need all that stuff is because it's letting me know that everything is low. And until I can get it up and going, you know, a pretty substantial amount, it's just gonna stay that way. Let's see. Yeah, it goes here. Now, of course, if the animals will quit making such a mess, okay, so they don't no longer need fruit. See, now it's full. The reason why the cows need so much more is because obviously I got 60 cows and 43 pigs. I wanted more cows because of the manure factor, which you're not making quite enough of just yet because they don't have enough food. Let's see, I think I had some wheat over there I can give these pigs, and some sunflower. And I'd rather go ahead and give the crop to them directly rather than putting it in the machines. Because I feel like if I didn't, at least if I get them something, it'll hold them for a little while. And then it'll give me time to get other stuff up and going, if that makes sense. The only unfortunate part about it is, and yeah, I could have taken with the remainder of the amount, dumped it into the machine for the pigs. The power food machine, I guess is what you'd call it. But, yeah. So we got 5,474 on wheat. Got 10,000 in sunflower. Too bad I ain't. You know, when I first started on this map, I did have a little bit of straw, but it all went to the compost maker. Sorry. really feel like the maker of this map could have taken that pig food machine there and moved it somewhere else, or at least moved it farther back, because they didn't really give you no room to back in there, you know, if you've got a large trailer. Okay. Now, if you guys notice that every time I pour something in, something drops off from that drop down. So it's just saying now that if I could only drive. It's a shame that I know they got a mod out there, but it's a shame that you can't buy straw in game, like from the store. That's not a mod, if that makes sense. Like, you know, certain farmers who don't make straw bales, or who don't have the machinery to make straw bales, will actually buy straw bales from another farmer. Why can't that be integrated into the game? You know? Alright, so pigs have very little corn. Both of them need straw. The sheep is suffering on grass, even though their productivity is 99%. Need to get them. Need to get these pigs some wheat. What little bit I do have. Now, sure, I could download an editor and, you know, cheat some crop into the silos, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it right. I'm trying, you know, not to add anything or cheat anything into the game unless it's absolutely needed. And right now, it's just not. It's not needed. Alright. So they took all of that. Very good. Now, let's see here. Is this the tractor I was using? Do I have anywhere I can get any grass from? Oh, boy, boy, boy. See, 18's in its final growth stage. And it will be wheat. So that'll give me a little bit of straw. So I got sunflowers here. Need to get 28 and turn it into a, no, wait. 22 would actually be better, I think. Make it into a grass field. If you really wanted to get good, you could combine 22 and 23 together. But right now, that's a no-go. It's starting to get dark on us. What can we do for roughly 10 minutes? I can do, I can show you this mod that I did put in. If I get my coordinates right here and go the right direction. Look, not there. Not here. I leave it up here. Yep. So I bought this truck, right? And I thought about getting a flatbed trailer to put a bunch of pallets on. And needless to say, this particular trailer here is an auto-loading trailer. However, it doesn't work very well. And when I get enough stuff up and going, I'll set a bunch of stuff out, like somewhere in here or something. And I'll show y'all how it works. I'm not too impressed. And it came from, where did this trailer come from? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do know there's some gold nuggets on this map. I probably should be looking for them. Oh, look at it. 6 of 100. Could I get unstuck from here? Thank you. You remember, you find 10, the other 90 will show for you. Wait, did I really just say that? I'm tired. You guys get what I'm saying? Let's see. Where else can I visit? I know what I could be doing. Let's go into placeables. And we can find a spot to put this guy. I'm just trying to think of where I can put it. Guess I could put it here. Let's jump over there and see what we got now. Where's it at? Here. Why am I stuck? probably should have turned it around the other way, facing out actually. But it's just as well because I can bring logs in and drop them off and whatever. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and get this puppy going. There should be plenty of wood for that thing. Really, I could have cut it again right in here. This thing here don't take a whole lot to do. So let's see if we can manage to get it just right. Boom. Okay. I do know that it'll only take so much wood at a time. See, this piece is too big because I think it only gave me. Actually, it did give me 2 pallets worth. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna take this log and we're gonna sit it right there. Pick this piece up and throw it. Last piece, little toothpick. Excuse me. Right there. There's our worker. And there he goes. Now, if you've never seen this, watch. He's going to take that piece of wood, going to dump it off right there, going to come down here, pick it back up again, go over to this next table, saw it into that board there, drop that board off into these boxes. Or drop those boards into this box. It's going to pick it up and bring it right there. Turns it into that. Then he's going to go way down there. Bring that hand truck. Stop. Adds that piece on. And out the door it comes once he puts the top on it. And he starts to do the whole process all over again. Once this right here reaches 40, it's done. You can pick it up by hand and move it. It won't be on a pallet or anything like that. So, since we've got him there, let's get forgot which one is which. Bee house that produces honey to get the production started. Deliver beehives from the slow shriner. This one is for handwork. Bee house that produces honey. Yada 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 yada. Well, technically, in my opinion, they're both handwork, same price, but you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna buy this one, and we are going to put it right there. Then we're gonna grab this one and buy it. And we're gonna put it essentially right beside it if possible. See if we can get in here just right. The tree's kind of inhibiting me a little bit, because I don't know if I'm on top of it or not. It's really hard to judge. Alright. Let's see. Like, I feel like it could go in there, but I think this tree is really in the way. Yep. We're gonna pick this tree up, we're gonna throw it. Get over there. Boom. Just set it there out of the way. It's a little off the ground right there on the corner. It'll be alright. All you're gonna do is walk into it anyway. Turn this guy around. That looks pretty good right there. That is wild. Okay. Yeah. So, until he gets that first one up and going, it's usually best if you save a couple. Like, one gets built, move it to the side. Next one gets built, move it to the side. And so on. That way you can get enough to go in these. And it takes 4 to go in each one. And, yeah. And we will add the remainder of it at another time. But currently, I believe that's all we're going to do for today. Doesn't seem like we did a whole heck of a lot, honestly. But each little bit that gets done is a little bit less that you don't have to do, and that's always a bonus. So, with that being said, I am going to let you guys have a good one, and I'm going to get out of here. If you've liked what you've seen, give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you've not already. The more the merrier. And, you know, along the way you might be able to learn a thing or two about farm sim you didn't already know. I'm not saying I'm a major guru, professional, whatever, but it's always good to know a little bit of extra knowledge, I suppose. Anyways, you guys have a good one. We'll catch you later.